What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing a Light It Up Expo preview where we're spending some time every week really kind of interviewing our vendors and our speakers and our sponsors and stuff like that. So, super grateful to have Jim Hardaway with Novelty Lights on with us today. And this is your chance to kind of get to see a little bit behind the scenes and get to know them before you see them at Light It Up Expo. We're going to tease a couple of things that they're bringing to the show, of course, but yeah, thanks for joining me, Jim. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. It's great to be here with you.
Yeah, well, Light It Up Expo, for those of you guys that don't know, is really the first of its kind. I've just seen this need in the outdoor lighting space for several years now, and like no one's solving it. So I, stepped in like any good entrepreneur would do, and try to solve the problem. And so the problem that exists is like you can go get landscape lighting training, at different places, holiday lighting training at certain places, permanent lighting training at certain places, but it's usually manufacturer specific or supplier specific. And we want to bring all the outdoor lighting fields together because quite frankly, there's a lot of like Christmas light installers that get asked, hey, do you guys do landscape lighting? And they go, no, we don't, but maybe next year. And that keeps going on every single year. So why not like have this opportunity to get cross-trained so you can cross-sell, cross-promote. And same thing with landscape lighting. There's a lot of landscape lighting guys that have never done Christmas lights or never done permanent lighting. So that's really the point and purpose of Light It Up Expo. So we've got hands-on training where you can learn design and installation, pricing, sales, marketing for landscape lighting, for holiday lighting, for permanent lighting. We have an expo. It's kind of like a day and a half of expo where you can go and meet with all these vendors and get products in your hand and decide what works best. And then we've got keynote speakers, we got breakouts, we got expert roundtables. So there's lots of different formats for you to extract information, gain knowledge, gain value. And then there's also the networking, just, hanging out with the attendees and getting to know the vendors on a personal basis. And it's not just about Novelty Lights, but like, who is Jim Hardaway? Like, who is this guy? And once you have these relationships, business becomes actually pretty fun. And it's not so much about dollars and cents. And you realize, hey, like we can create our own economy here. And you've got people like Jim in your corner supporting your business is pretty awesome. So Jim, if you want to just do me a favor, just do like a quick introduction of who Jim Hardaway is and
Sure.
who Novelty Lights is. That would be a good way to get it started.
Will do. Well, I've been in the lighting business for about 27 years. Yeah, 27 years. It's a big portion of my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've been in every aspect of lighting. So I started out in entertainment lighting, got into architectural lighting, laser display projection systems, the whole gambit. I've done commercial lighting, landscape lighting. The only thing I haven't done in lighting is explosion proof lighting, because I mean, come on, who wants to be around explosive stuff? Yeah, 4th of July, different subject.
Yeah.
So
right people want it.
Yeah, so I started out on the retail side of things, switched over to the manufacturing side of the things. I actually lived in China and ran a company in China for about 7 years.
Wow.
So I understand the outsourcing and the offshoring of the product and the pitfalls that can happen with that. And I've worked on and off with our parent company since 2004 with their lighting companies. So we're actually owned by American Lighting, who also owns Tivoli Lighting, and those are kind of probably some names that you've heard of in the industry. So we're their dedicated seasonal lighting company. So that's kind of where I'm at. I took over the running of Novelty Lights about 1.5 years ago, and I started looking out into the space and seeing where things were going, who our customer base is, and landscapers was a big portion of it. Landscapers who also cross over and do seasonal lighting installations, because let's face it, in some places like where we're at in Denver, the landscape dies in the wintertime. So
That's right.
So that business becomes a little challenging. So when I looked out into the realm of landscaping, I realized that if we really want to be a player in that space, we've been in business for 25 years, so we have a lot of established relationships. But if we really want to grow that segment, we've become members of landscape associations. And through those associations, we're making new connections, and we have some training courses and things like that for the installation of Christmas lights. So it's fitting. I saw your guys' expo, and I thought, Bert, like Brian's a mover and a shaker. I like entrepreneurs. It looks like the expo's the place to be. So I said, hey, let's light it up this year.
Let's go. Light it up, baby. No, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. Talk to us a little bit about like Novelty Lights, and I think you said they've been around 20. How many years?
25 years. 20. We're on our 26th year now. So it was actually founded by a gentleman named Trace Coors, who was the son of the first owner of American Lighting. He decided that he really wanted to create an avenue to sell lighting on the internet. He saw the future of lighting sales being on the internet. And he created a company that grew exponentially year over year. Back when he started the company, it was novelty lights like lava lamps and niche things, right? And then he saw that there was an opportunity to really bring commercial grade Christmas lights into the marketplace and sell them online. And so Novelty Lights.
That's crazy. So it literally was started as just novelty lights like lava lamps and just other weird novelty stuff. Full-blown Christmas lighting.
Yeah, and so part of what we do too is patio string lights, specialty bulbs for patio string lights. This year we introduced, we're introducing a higher end level of string lights, similar to what you'd see from a Tivoli company or something like that, but giving it more access through direct versus through distribution. So we're a B2C and B2B, and we go to market with different price structures. So our commercial customers have discounts that our retail customers don't get through login on our website. I think we got a pretty good website going on. So that's kind of how it started. And then they grew the business to a point where when American Lighting was acquired, shortly thereafter, they decided to acquire Novelty Lights. And so that's kind of the progression of that.
That's cool. Well, you mentioned something earlier, how you see people using holiday lighting, Christmas lighting as a solution to a problem of like, hey, well, what are we going to do when it starts snowing, or we can't do landscaping, it's too cold, whatever. And it's great. I mean, it's a huge seasonal revenue and profit center for a lot of people, right? Some people make more doing Christmas lights in 2 months than they do in their year-round business. And so I think that's another reason why we're doing Light It Up Expo, because like that solves a certain problem. And then what I found is it almost creates another problem, because again, they make so much money with Christmas lights. They're like, man, we can't keep up with demand. So they hire even more additional temporary staff. And then they're like, the next year, then they have to lay everyone off for their regular gig. And then next year they have to recruit and find new people. And it's like, why are you not just a full-time outdoor lighting company? Like, why not do that? Right?
And that totally makes sense. Obviously, we can get into the weeds and talk about low voltage and high voltage and right, or line voltage. But yes, I mean, it's the same. You're using ladders. You're using the same equipment that you would use to cut wire for low voltage landscape lighting and plug-ins and different things like that. So it does make sense where if you got into this just to have added revenue for your Christmas season or whatever, you could transition, if you're trained properly, into becoming a landscape lighting company, right?
Yep.
And if you go into that a little bit further, permanent lighting, which in my opinion is more everyday lighting, architectural landscape lighting, than it is Christmas lighting, right?
Oh yeah.
That adding that to your business as well. So having those three legs of a business, which you're an entrepreneur, so you know that sometimes one leg is weaker than the other leg, right? Well, if you're running on three legs, you have a stronger business versus running just on one leg or two legs, right?
That's literally it, and you can have your stronger leg, right? And maybe be more passionate about it or whatever. But if people are asking you about it and you're turning them down, you're just missing out on opportunities. So that's really what Light It Up Expo is all about, is like, let's bring all these industries under one roof. Let's combine them. Let's cross train. Let's network. Let's get to know each other, help each other out. You mentioned like permanent lighting. How has that changed your guys' business? A lot of people, when it first came out, I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to sell that because then I can't sell Christmas lights every year." Um, how has that played out?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed when you drive around at Christmas time and you see the houses that just have permanent lighting on, and then you can see the ones that have traditional Christmas lights on, and then you see some who I think are the smartest of the two, which have both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because we have a lighting culture in America, and it all stems from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Clark Griswold, right?
All
That's
roads
what,
lead
yeah,
to
all
Clark
roads lead
Griswold.
to Clark Griswold, right? So in that lighting culture is never going to change. One of the things about America and what makes America beautiful is we're not like blowing like a reed in the wind where, oh, there's a new trend, so everything's switching in that direction, right? There's core cultures, and the Christmas light culture is a core culture. So in that, we're looking at it. When I first looked at permanent lighting, I thought, oh, that's going to make a big impact in traditional Christmas lighting. But as I'm looking at it and seeing what's happening, it's complementary to, it's not going to displace traditional Christmas lighting. It's impossible to happen in our culture. So I'm excited about it. And then our parent is coming out with its own permanent lighting solution, which we'll offer to our customers. So we'll have that part of it. I think where most of the erosion possibly could come from is like the Go V style of what they call permanent lighting, which nothing with 3M tape and screws going through a plastic housing is permanent. So,
Yeah, you can call it permanent.
you call it value permanent like.
Hey, by the way, I just have to remind myself and anyone who's watching right now, I'm going to give away 2 free tickets to Light It Up Expo on this live. Okay, so
Sweet.
don't let me forget. Like if I hit the end and then they're like, "You said," so I want to give away 2 free tickets. I'll figure out how in a minute, but um, like you talked about, like I think the initial reaction, all of us were like, "Well, if permanent lighting comes out, then it's going to erode Christmas," and then just our minds, it's like, "Oh, it's just going to go away." It's like that's just not how it works. And I think I don't know. It'd be interesting. I wish I could like see behind the scenes on all like if I could see your P&L, like
Yeah.
I really would like to see like how it affects it because in a way, like the permanent lighting it's highly marketable. People see it, they're attracted to it, they like that they can change it for holidays and stuff. So in a way, it creates awareness. And I think for a long time in the outdoor lighting space, especially landscape lighting, not so much in holiday, but there's lack of awareness, and people
Mhm.
just are like, don't know how much they should spend and should they even do it. And oh, you hire a professional, not do it yourself. And so I think it creates awareness. So I think it's actually going to help the outdoor lighting industry grow because people get it. And especially if they do a cheap, Go V style or whatever, it's just not going to last. They're not going to be happy with it. And then at that point, yeah, you might get frustrated because you lose a job today because they go with Go V or some handyman does it. But if you can stay in the game long enough, they're going to call you back a couple of years from now and be like, you were right. Like we understand why we have to spend and invest this money now because we need a
Right.
quality system.
And
So
I think part of that too, and if there's any other permanent lighting companies out there listening, I think this is good advice. First and foremost, the product is made in Asia, and in Asia, the programming is bling bling pop pop. It's very fast transitioning. It's like a discotheque, right? And that's fine. That's their lighting culture, right? But over here, we like to have subtle transitions, right? Instead of the house going from all the way left to all the way right, being able to start at different points within the lighting segment and do slow transitioning versus bling bling. Okay, get your nails done here. That type of lighting, right?
yeah, exactly.
So that's one thing. Another thing that's a barrier to penetration of permanent lighting is HOAs. HOAs don't want their neighborhoods to look like discotheque neighborhoods,
Yeah.
right? So there's some companies out there that are addressing that with creating HOA friendly programs and getting HOAs to approve permanent lighting based on having certain programming that is approved programming, right? So there's that part of what's happening out there, and I go back to 2005 when I wanted to have that kind of glow under my eaves on my house, and so I installed rope light and rope light track, and I just had one color temperature of under eave lighting, right? And I think that's where permanent lighting adds to landscape lighting, is that you can create very sophisticated looking safety lighting and architectural accent lighting with the use of permanent lighting. So I think from that perspective, it's a great thing. I just I refuse to believe it's going to displace traditional Christmas lighting.
Yeah. There's the thing is, there's not a one fits all solution. You know, like there are people, like I live here in Utah, and it's like the mecca of permanent lighting. Okay. So there's people in my neighborhood that are going to just put the permanent lighting on, and that's good. They're not going to do any holiday lighting. They're not going to do any landscape lighting. And so if we focus on that, like, oh my gosh, see, yep, it's ruining the industry. It's like, nah, they weren't going to buy landscape lighting anyway.
Right.
They weren't going to buy. So like you're not losing here. Okay. That's just that avatar. But there's another avatar that they don't want just roofline lighting. They want the ridges. They want the whole thing. They want the Clark Griswold. That, at least right now, is not possible with permanent lighting. So of course they're going to buy the holiday lighting. And then there's the people that want, you know, their landscape lighting decked out with their trees, and they want the architectural. So there's avatars out there, and it's, if you're targeting that avatar that I talked about in my neighborhood and you're getting frustrated, like, that's just the definition of insanity. Just change your avatar. Like, go after someone else. Find out who you want to be, who you want to target, what you do. Are you a lighting company that offers all three? Are you a lighting company that only wants to do one? There's not a wrong answer, you know, but the wrong answer is targeting the wrong people and expecting them to make a different decision. That's just insane.
That's true. I would agree with you.
So it's going to be awesome, man. I'm excited to have you guys there. This is your first year at Light It Up Expo. What are you looking forward to most at the expo?
Well, I'm sure we already have existing customers that go to the expo, so seeing them and in their space, right, and being able to put faces to names and whatnot is always a benefit. Also, finding new customers who want high quality product at a good price with great old-fashioned customer service. It's one of the things that people like about Novelty Lights, is we have that old-fashioned kind of service. We're not deploying HubSpot AI bots and stuff like that. And the other thing,
that stuff's good.
I'm sure one day it will be. Right now, it's a little bit. So there's that aspect of it. We've also are getting into commercial decor, and so we have been trying to train our installer customers on how to upsell commercial decor, like large 3D sculptures and poly resins and photo opportunities and things like that to get more money out of the season. So that we're looking forward to talking a little bit about that with folks as well. So all in all, we're excited to be there.
That's cool. The problem with the commercials, I see that stuff and I just envision it in my yard. I'm like, that looks so cool. I want that. And it's like a 40-foot tree or one of those huge ornaments. And I'm like, my yard's not that big, but I still I love that stuff. It's just
well, yard art is huge. What's funny is one day I was at a trade show in Sevierville, Tennessee. And there's a company there that sells the large commercial displays, but they don't sell it to necessarily, they're not there to support the casinos and the hotels and whatnot. It's for high-end residential. There's a lot of folks in high-end residential that'll pay $500 for a giant snowflake, that'll pay $1,500 for a Santa Claus photo op or whatever, right? So there is that customer base out there, and then for us, utilizing our fulfillment expertise and our logistics expertise, being able to bring that to the installer base is proven to be pretty positive for us.
I kind of want, now that you just mentioned the snowflake, I want like a 6-foot snowflake in the front yard.
Yeah,
I think people would be like, that guy's nuts, but I think it would just be awesome.
Well, yeah, and then have people do their Instagram selfies and stuff in your yard. That'll be fun.
I mean, I'd actually be like, don't no, get out of here, but I just think I want it for the kids and myself.
Sure.
So one question is I like to ask is, what are your top dealers? What are your top clients doing different than most that makes them more successful?
With this year, we hooked up with some of our top installers in the local area to really kind of understand them better. And we had one of our customers, which we got access to taking photography of the installations that they did. They're doing it more from a design perspective than they are from just, oh, I'm selling roof lines, right? They're doing all the tree wraps. They're putting glitzers and Moravian stars in trees and just making it look regal, right? So they're approaching it more from a design perspective instead of just going out and say, oh yeah, your roof line is 100 feet, right? So it's $8 a foot or $4 or whatever they're going to charge for it, right? And that's it. Or, oh, I can do some column wraps for you. I can do this, but like really coming up with a design. So I think the ones who are pulling the most revenue out, either they're doing it through volume and doing very simplistic designs and doing a lot in the season, or they're doing $11 million homes, right? And they're getting 20 grand, 30 grand for the installation and the storage year after year, right?
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. I tend to think like that more. I like the design perspective just because it's hard to sell and charge a premium price and make a huge profit if you're selling a commodity. It's like, okay, well, the other guy, and you could be like, oh yeah, but ours is Novelty Lights. Like the homeowner's not going to know, like, they're just like, well, they're C9s and they look like yours, So like, it's like, I found someone that could do it for $3 a foot. Like, why would they pay you 8 or 10 or 12? So when you do take on that more design approach, you're like, hey, well, we're not just like cookie cutter. Like, we're going to do this and this and this, and we're going to create a scene. And you start talking about like that. Now all of a sudden we have wreaths with bows and we have the garland and we have all this stuff and we're going to wrap these trees and we're going to balance it out with this. Now all of a sudden you can charge what you want because you're an artist, you're a designer, you're not just an installer putting lights up.
Yeah, and especially like in the landscape lighting space or even architectural, architainment, whatever. The concept I've always went with is selling the hole and not the drill. This is the hole that you want to make, right? This is a beautiful hole. And by the way, here's the drill over here that makes that hole, right? So it's selling the vision, selling the design. And landscape lighting is all about design software and showing what the outdoor living space is going to look like in the front of the house, the curb appeal of what the house is going to look like. Christmas lights is the same thing.
That's one thing I like about the outdoor lighting industry is, and depending on who I'm talking to, I tell everyone, everybody needs outdoor lighting. And they're like, they don't need it. I'm like, no, they need it. It's more like almost as valuable as oxygen. Like if they don't get it, like bad things will happen to them. Right. And so, but what's cooler is actually people just want it. Like people don't have to go on a vacation, but they want to, because why? They want an experience. Yeah. They're seeking emotions that they can't get from working at their job. You know what I mean? Like they want the detachment. And so that's what's cool about outdoor lighting. We get to sell people what they want. We get to deliver an experience every single night when they show up for the holiday season. They get that, like that. That's just a magical feeling. And people love that. And it's not because they have to. They're not buying an air conditioning system, which, yeah, I have to do that. And there's nothing sexy about it. It's like they have to. Whereas like this is like, no, I want to. And that's a pretty cool thing to deliver on.
And there's lots of different motivators too. I mean, some people do it to one up their neighbors, right? Look at me. I've got a better car in the driveway, and my driveway is lit all the way from the street all the way up to my walkway, whatever, right? So there's different motivators of why people do it. But I agree with you. I love landscape lighting, and I love lighting in general, but landscape lighting, if you love your home, you're investing money into it every month. you want it to look good when you pull up at the end of the day of a long, hard day, and you see, wow, my house looks nice.
I mean, it's landscape lighting, it's holiday lighting, it's all that. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's up for a couple months, people will say, well, what did my neighbors do?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, they did this. Like, okay, what could we do to have ours look better than theirs? Like,
yeah.
They do want to one up.
I guarantee you, I just bought a house in Colorado this year, and there's some houses that had some game in the neighborhood, but I blew them away. Right. So I know that next year they're going to be stepping up their game.
Yeah. They're players. Yeah. Well, okay. I did promise we're going to give away 2 tickets. We're going to do it right now. And basically this is a free ticket. The ticket's not going to magically appear to you. I'll have to send you a link and you'll just put in your information. So we can get it to you. And by the way, when you get a free ticket to something, like I'm always nervous because I'm like, I don't mind giving, but like when someone doesn't have any skin in the game, they're like, oh yeah, I'm in. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, something came up, and they're like, no, like if you're not going to redeem the ticket, let us know. So we can give it to someone else. But if you are, like, we want to know, because we need head counts. We're like going all in on you guys at Expo with food and all sorts of stuff. Right. And so, I guess the only thing I can think of, unless you come up with a better idea, I'm thinking the first 2 people to share this video and tag me, and do you want to have them tag Jim or tag Novelty Lights?
Novelty Lights, yeah.
Okay, so share this video, tag Ryan Lee and tag Novelty Lights, and we will hook you up with a free ticket. So the first 2 people to do that, we'll hook you up with a free ticket to Light Up Expo. It's $649 to come. So pretty sweet hookup there. If you've already got a ticket, you can bring someone else, or you can give it away to a friend, whatever you guys want to do. So 2 free tickets right now. Just share this video, tag Ryan Lee and tag Novelty Lights. Okay, Jim, did we cover everything? Is there anything else we need to go over?
I think we did. I look forward to seeing you and everybody there at the show coming up.
Cool. If people want to get a hold of you guys now and they're like, no, I ain't waiting that long, or I'm not waiting until March, what's the best way to get a hold of you and your team?
Sure, because just go to noveltylights.com. If you aren't a partner already, there's a partner application, like a link where you can sign up to be a partner. One of our commercial salespeople will reach out to you, get you set up for your wholesale discounts and everything, and give you access to behind the scenes tools like a free certified installer training course. So it's like installing Christmas lights 101. It's not like a full on paid for type of a session, but it gives you all of the basics. So that way, when you're out there at the show looking at the products, you'll look at it from a perspective of knowledge, right? You'll have some prior knowledge to what SPT1 wire and SPT2 wire and male female slide on connectors and things like that. So that'd be the best way to do it. And if you're not interested in partnering, just reach out to us by email off of our website. It's better if you contact us, because then you'll get discounts for becoming a partner. But that's how easy it is.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thanks again for being part of Light It Up Expo. We can't do it without awesome vendors like you. We can't do it if no one shows up. We need attendees. We need vendors. My vision for this is so much larger than where we're at now. There's so much potential in this outdoor lighting industry, and in my opinion, we're just scratching the surface. So, this is a play for like 5-6 years from now, where we're going to literally have like thousands of people at this show. So appreciate your guys' support, and look forward to seeing you in Orlando. So guys, if you haven't already, check out Novelty Lights. Their website is noveltylights.com. Like Jim said, you can get an account set up and everything, get your discounted pricing, and we'll see everyone in Orlando. So get your ticket if you haven't yet, lightitupexpo.com. If you guys need a promo code, send me a DM and I will hook you up. So looking forward to see everyone in Orlando.
See you in Orlando.
See you, Jim.
Thanks, Ryan.